Alrighty guys, we're over here at S&S Sansei and we have Preston, and Preston, we have a very beautiful train right behind you. Can you tell me about what is behind you?
Well, first, it's amazing. I mean, this is one of the best looking vehicles that we've done at S&S. Bringing in the NFL theme with Pittsburgh Steelers and working with Kennywood just has made this a very, very unique ride. But I mean, just looking at it in the shop, I was so excited to be able to bring this and with our team and really show this thing off.
You had to have been drooling. In fact, I'm kind of drooling over it. It's got a really high gloss to it, which I do like. And you have the 33 on there, which is kind of an iconic number. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Yeah, that's really where the Pittsburgh Steelers organization started there. You know, we talked about what numbers could go on there, and they were very specific about that. You know, working with the NFL organization, there's very specific things that they want there. But from a theming aspect, our team came up with the body style, the look, and submitted it to them, and really they didn't do much to it, you know.
They went with the rest of it, it looks like.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I do want to comment on is with Steel Curtain, that is a massive project. In fact, it's one of the biggest projects you guys have undertaken in many years. Can you tell me about how the park kind of came to you and was like, yo, we want to do this?
So we started working with Palace Entertainment for some time, and we just finished a ride with them, Dutch Wonderland, Merlin's Mayhem. That ride and that opportunity to work with them was a great experience. You know, we really created a friendship. We catered to their needs. We worked with them, and we tried to do that with our customers even more. When they came to us with this idea, you know, we've been talking about it for 2 or 3 years, and with that relationship coming off of Dutch Wonderland, it just made sense for us to continue to work together. It is one of the biggest rides S&S has done in a long time. We're talking 4,000 feet of track, 9 inversions, 24 passenger train. I mean, those are huge items. And just looking at the video, it is something that I think that is not found in this area at all. I mean, it's similar to our air launch coasters in intensity and size that are found within Asia. But this is our opportunity to come in the States, show some of what we can do, and do a premier coaster out here.
I agree, and it's going to be a premier coaster. In fact, it's even going to have a couple records, I think, right? It's going to have the highest inversion. There's an inversion at the very top of this thing.
Yeah, right after you come off the lift, you dive down and go quickly into an inversion. 197 feet. It's pretty tall, highest inversion there. And then it continues with 9 inversions throughout the rest of the ride. And this isn't just a ride that's just engineered with typical bank turns. This has so many different elements throughout the whole thing. I mean, you got to look at the list of all the different things that are on there, and it's something that you won't experience anywhere else.
I mean, it's twisting around like a snake. It truly is. It looks really kind of neat. Now, of course, we talked about Steel Curtain. There's a couple other projects that you guys have under your belt also in the U.S. So you're working with Six Flags. Can you tell me a little bit about your involvement with Six Flags and what we can expect coming to Chicago next year?
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't heard about Maxx, that's a huge ride once again for us that we're able to work with Six Flags on. We've created a great relationship with them, working with our 40 free spin rides we put out there. Really enjoyed that opportunity to work with them. Maxx utilizes our air launch technology that we have on our rides, our tower rides. But we've, you know, like I said, we've done these rides in Asia, but this takes that same technology, brings them back to the United States. We're going to set the record for the fastest acceleration in the United States. You're going to go 0 to 60 in less than 1.6 seconds. It's a phenomenal ride you're going to have there.
I'm really excited for it. As soon as I saw the animation, I hate to say it, I was kind of torn between, you know, Maxx Force and Steel Curtain. I don't know what to choose, guys. I mean, they're both solid additions going to parks here in the United States. I'm really excited, and I'm excited about S&S and some of the future opportunities you guys are going to have. One other thing that I wanted to talk about, you guys are always known about your big brand new rides, but people don't really know that you guys do a parts department as well. You do kind of some of the other stuff off the side, so if somebody needs a part, you guys got that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's really something that when we developed our relationships with the parks that we've been known for. We have a full service department that's available 24/7, free to these parks to call with whenever service or parts issues they might have. If they've got a fault on a ride that they can't take care of or clear, or they need some service, we're there to take care of them. As far as spare parts, we created a customer service department to cater to their needs and help them out. When you run coasters this large, you got to maintain them. There's a lot to them, and we have a whole team to help them out with that.
No, I know I said I wouldn't ask you a whole bunch of questions, but the more I talk to you, the more that I have kind of question-wise. Obviously, you guys have done your air launch coasters in the past, and it was a pretty big hit. Have you seen parks kind of leaning more towards going back to launches, air launches per se, or are we saying like we're going to go traditional style like steel curtain?
So it really depends a lot on what some of these parks are wanting and needing. When you go to an air launch, it's a launch that you're trying to get up to speed fast. Economically, to do an air launch over a lot longer period, a slower acceleration, it really doesn't make sense. It costs a lot more to do a slow air launch than to do a fast air launch. To do a slow air launch, you have to have a lot more components, draw it out over a lot longer space. It's going to cost you a lot more money, and really, it's not as efficient. There's that point where if you want to go fast and you want to do it quick, you can't beat the air launch. You can try and do it with LSM, you can try and do it with hydraulic, but there's a point where air will trump both of those. And with Maxx Force and some of our high-speed launches, that's why you've got to come to us for those.
I agree, and S&S has always been one of those companies that will literally put your butt in the back of the seat, and I'm very excited to see what they have coming up in the coming years. So again, Preston, thank you for speaking with us. We do appreciate it, man.
It's a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.